Alright, I'm gonna double check this stuff because I want to see how much of this is different from much of this is different between the test PF from last week and or from I guess from 2 weeks ago, or from more than a full week ago, and the actual live server from this week plus the event stuff. So compare the two. Compare our 1277 KMST to the 12394 first fall update, official update after their big winter update after Milestone. I guess we'll start off by seeing what is actually different, because I imagine they copied most of the stuff over and they're still killing Reboot over there. That's all the same. That's talking about the Angler Company, the new High Mountain competition, basically, where you can choose which one you want to do. This one will be level 270 though, unlike the 260 on High Mountain, with more rewards. So I think it gives more EXP as well, and 5 extra fragments. But it only has a total of 8 floors instead of 10. You probably have to be quite a bit stronger for it to be done within a reasonable amount of time. As you guys know, if you get started with High Mountain at a lower level, it is pretty time consuming. So, I mean, I imagine they'll open up one for 280 as well, and then one for 290, something like that. But you have to choose which one you do, and then you'll get more rewards the harder one you complete. So, be another way for characters to increase their weekly access to fragments as they are progressing through the game. An Angler Company related Legion artifact mission has been added. Complete the Angler Company quests. Okay. Yeah, the concept is very similar. You've got kill monster maps, you've got special skill maps, and you've got boss maps. And the final boss is the Angler, which you know is the guy, and if you saw Finding Nemo, right? Not trying to spoil the movie, but basically the idea that you dangle something luminescent in front of the people, and then they get baited in by that, and then they num 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 num. That being said, I don't think this guy has an angle, is he? It's probably up here, like off screen. I don't see it in this animation though. Am I missing something? The only thing lit up seems to be this frontier, but you know. Sword fragment only come from mobbing. Nope, from High Mountain, so from the dungeon as well. Event rewards, there's a daily, and then there's also the booster you can buy in the cash shop if you want to catch up, for example. Okay, collector's requests. So that's another big change in Korea, where they are changing how many bosses you need to kill. Well, not exactly. They're changing how much money you can make per week realistically by increasing it quite a bit. They're making it so that all the money per character that you make now is staying roughly the same, but per character you only need to run 12 bosses in the future to be able to make that amount of money. So it'll save you time, plus it'll save you crystals, so you can boss on more characters to make even more money, essentially. Because it doesn't really restructure how much money comes from, or it doesn't nerf, I guess I should say, how much money comes from bosses. It only increases it. I don't know, therefore, if it's something that we cannot expect because it has to do with monster crystals, or if we can expect it at this point. I'm like 51% we might get this, 49% no, so I'm leaning slightly towards yes, but it's pretty much a toss-up. But if this goes through, then basically if you are capping on crystals now, you'll probably want to get more bossers. You can do the maths, you know, for yourself based on how many characters you're doing bosses on and how many mesos per week, how many bosses you're killing. You can see mine here. So you see, if it is more than 12 crystals per week, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So it looks like I sell about 20 per week on the arc, so that would be 8 fewer. Basically means that the only thing I do is like Akechi and up. And then I'll make the same amount of money from Akechi and up, comparatively, if it goes through. But then it saves me the time of having to do all of these, but that does mean I'm 8 crystals down, so a whole extra boss meal can start making money. But yeah, meaning if you want to max on crystals, then you want to have 15 bosses at that point, which is... The last 8 take like 2 seconds. Yeah, and it'll take longer on another character. So in total, you'll be spending more time per week on bosses for sure, but you'll end up with more money. Because it's not just limiting to 12 and keeping the same meso as now, but it's adjusting the meso as if you were doing just the strongest 12. Similar to how you know, in Legion Artifact, I'm only getting the points for the 2 strongest bosses that and the EXP for the 2 strongest bosses that you're killing, right? So that's the idea behind that. That's basically this whole system. And then they have the extra 2 buffs that you can buy. Oh, this is actually the part about the buffs. I guess I got ahead of myself a little bit too much. But because a lot of people want Door and Wild Hunter buff and everything, and they pretty much see it as a constant now that everyone gets them, in order to make it more convenient for people to get those buffs, you can just buy them now. So you get a 15-minute buff that has Sharp Eyes. Well, as like includes basically all the buffs that the Wild Hunter would give, and then 1 potion that would give you an extra Door, essentially. So that you don't have to go to, you know, Sakum or whatever to try to get these buffs. Just to set up boss fights a little bit more easily. And it's only like 2 mil each as well. At least in Korea it is. So that's not going to break the bank at all. But it's another one of those, at least we don't have to think about buff freezes anymore, but now, you know, we'll want these. But I guess for parties who weren't getting these buffs, it's actually more convenient now, and there's actually an increase, you know, for the damage. So 2 mil a pop, it doesn't seem like there's any kind of limit. So this one has 1750 max HP, MP, 10% weapon magic attack, 50 weapon magic attack, 10% boss damage, 16% critical damage, and 20% critical rate for 15 minutes. So for decent duration boss fights, that's actually pretty good. Plus, it doesn't stack with any of these buffs. So if you are a advanced bless, maybe decent advanced bless, decent sharp eyes user, then you can also take these out of your matrix if you have other stuff like special nodes. You know, for the classes who have a lot of matrix skills in there, a lot of matrix boost nodes, they can actually just use those extra slots for special nodes or for more boost nodes. So that's a slight buff there on that as well. Because, you know, not too many boss fights last really a lot longer than 15 minutes. And then you can just repop it after. Do we get Colophony now from our E-Calling party? Yeah, no need for Wild Hunters in your party anymore. Fill it up with someone actually useful. It is a bit wild, though, that people can just buy Wild Hunters buffs now. So all of their party utility is basically just robbed from them and given to every other party for free. That is a bit of a Wild Hunter stonks loss there. And I would say a little bit. That is quite a bit. Okay. And then DirectX 11 application. That is going through the same... Oh no, they added that here. Okay. So they are applying DirectX 11. Cool. The following items selling prices have been adjusted. So basically the Lucid and the Lotus drops, I don't know to what they are adjusted. I always hate these vague... I'm not saying this is Max's fault, but I always hate these vague posts that say like has been changed or adjusted or rebalanced, because that doesn't tell me anything. Does that mean it's increased? Does it mean it's decreased? By how much? Like, yeah, I don't fucking know. And we're using following items, an option to receive meso instead of equipment has been added. Again, how much meso is that? I haven't really seen that from Korea. Anyone who's like dived into that, let me know if you know those numbers. I imagine it's not gonna be anything particularly crazy though, so it's probably not massive, but you know, it's something for the people who have all those items saved up, because as you know, in Reboot in Korea, they're going to be converting to non-reboot, so people have to basically get rid of all of their stuff so they can do like a clean sweep and start over as being a non-reboot server in a bit. Resolution in the game 2560 by 1440. I was told to download Magpie scaling third app thing. Probably has to do with if you want a full screen or not, right? I personally have to play on a pretty low resolution because of my stream and everything. Otherwise, I don't know, the UI and the HUD not only, but also the being able to see other things on my screen and everything doesn't work properly if I go to other resolution because it goes auto full screen. Monster Park Beginner, Intermediate, Advanced Dungeon Clear experience has been increased to twice as much, so double the EXP from Monster Park. And the usage limit and cost have been changed, so instead of getting 2 free clears a day, you only get 1 free clear a day, which means that if you're only doing the free clears, you get the same amount of EXP a day, but in half the time. And if you are buying the extra clears, which you guys probably all are, you'll end up essentially just getting double the EXP that you get now. And you guys probably already know that Monster Park is a very powerful tool of daily EXP, so just doubling that is actually pretty dope. So if that comes through GMS as well in about 6 months, that would be really cool. Starting from August, the Monster Park, yes, because they didn't adjust that here. Oh yeah, okay, so 2 in silver, 3 in gold, 7 in diamond, and 10 in red. Okay. Which is interesting because you can use 6 a day and none of these numbers are a multiple of 6. Or factor of 6. Damage skins UI expanded and made a little bit prettier, so it's easier to find all the damage skins, and also shows if you already have one. The special, as a good friend Steve called it, the gay beam, for the special drops have been shown so that you can see it very clearly when they're on the ground. So you know that you have to blink for something, or you have to go rush in, grab it, so other people don't yoink. Most of this stuff is going to be instance, of course, so, no risk for that. But a little bit more hype on the special, more rare drops. Lotus is going to look the same as the remastered boss in Fihela. I don't know why they didn't do that immediately. I guess that was a little bit of an oversight. That was something that we saw when we looked at the initial Lotus rework. Like, they didn't mention anywhere that, Lotus has to look different during Fihela again, right? For the people who don't know, Fihela summons Lotus and Damien. It'd be weird if she summons like the old look Lotus while the Lotus has been completely redone, so. But it seems that they just want more money for MP tickets. It looks like that, but without it going at the expense of the free-to-play player. So I think that's a decent compromise, I think. Monster Dojo, new Lotus. That's all the same from the Tespia. UI changes. Something extra here. Certain skills that were already registered in the buff bookmarks before the update may not be displayed in the buff bookmarks UI. These skills will work properly if you unregister and then re-register them as bookmarks. If it doesn't work, switch it off and on again. You'll be good. Buff bookmarks is basically the customization feature on the top right where you can see which buffs in which categories will show up, and you can also collapse them or uncollapse them to create a bunch of space on the top right of your screen. And another thing that KMS did recently is that you can move on your screen where certain buffs are, so you can put them in the middle of your screen, for example, so you can see very clearly when they run out or when they're ready, which is, I think, a really nice extra customization option during certain boss fights. Of course, visibility issues there, but you'll at least have the option to do so if you want, and I think that's ultimately the best thing about it. Max disassemble nodes has been subdivided. You can go for the current page, all pages, blah de blah. Auto storage option has been set in the bag UI, which I think is a good idea. Sometimes items get kind of lost in these bags, or items that you don't want in there, you have to constantly keep taking them out here. So having them not automatically go into bags and being able to do that whenever you want to is a nice little extra quality of life, I think. Very minor, it's not gonna be any. It's not any like crazy rework or anything. Reset potential improves that the item's tier can be clearly recognized. I guess we'll get the same thing, even though, you know, our cubing is done a bit differently, or quite a bit differently. A similar way to how they made the inner-ability rank also more easy to recognize, right? By giving it like the full bar color instead of just a minor thing. I still don't know why there's... Well, I do know why, because they're trying to waste our time. But, you know, when you're cubing, you can always hover over the field and already see the potential on the side, right? And before it actually shows up. I don't know why they don't just... Or I don't know... I do know why. Sorry for that build-up. Like, if they're trying to save... Just make it a little bit slower just to waste more of your time. But they should just immediately show the stats so you can just click on. I don't like that they are leaving it like that, but... What can you do? Maybe in like 6 years when they give it all a little overhaul, huh? Skill adjustment for Solyanas, that's also just going through. Just to kind of stop like endless triggering of skills on themselves so that you are fully AFK the whole way. Let's see if there are extra skill changes. These were all kind of minor. Aaron undid the rework. Oh my god, no, JK, they didn't do any of that. Sorry, Aaron, still bad news. Still bad news bears. Quests, that's like never really important. Monsters, blah 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 blah. Where's the part about the crystals? Make sure to double check that that's... That part is not explicitly in here, right? Because that was in as Tespia, but now I don't see this specifically in here. Collector's requests. NPC. And this is connected to the collector, but... Through a Limbo patch, you think? Oh, they're already in? Oh, am I confusing it with the previous update? Oh yeah, I goofed on that. I goofed on that one then. Okay, that's already in. So we didn't need to look for confirmation on that. Okay, good. And then we are at the actual new part of the patch. Yeah, we're good on this. Which is all the new stuff. Open API provided information additions. In Hexa matrix settings. Hexa stat information search. Characters Hexa stat 2 information will be provided. Let me look for a slightly different BGM here. This is MapleStory BGM, I think. Wait, did it say? So I said Animal Crossing. What the hell? Okay. Hexa 2 information will be provided, so people can actually see the stats of people's Hexa in the character information and then add it to the API. Good item informational search, except cache equipment, the number of applied exceptional enhancement information will be provided. And in the equipped hair, face, skin information research and equipped android information, the character and android skin's skin prism information. Item that we still don't have. I don't know if we're ever gonna see those for GMS. I don't know what the holdup is. We're quite a bit behind the regular expected release schedule for all the item prisms and all that stuff. But basically, you get to completely pick the color gradient and the hue and the transparency and all that shit for a lot of your NX stuff. So you can get any item, any NX item, and make it look like any other color. Yeah, there might be some implementation things, or I'm not sure why we haven't seen it yet. I'm pretty sure it's a feature that they could just implement and print infinite money. Because a whole lot of items now for people probably don't have as much value since it just doesn't, you know, color code doesn't match with what they're trying to go for, the look they're trying to go for. But with this change, they would be able to just very easily make a lot more things work. So you'd expect sales to go up quite a bit. Plus the item itself costs money, so not sure why they're deciding to drag their feet on that one. An item to make any equipment to an X item would print money. Yeah, that's been on my list of something that they should do for probably over half a decade. But yeah, that's another one of those, like, I don't know why not. But this one is specifically for skin application, and there's been a minor patch since already with DirectX 11 application has been postponed. Will be reapplied. Will be reapplied to the official server after stability testing and optimization. Okay, so something was not exactly, working exactly as planned. So I guess they're reverting that change and trying to make that work in the future. And then Dimensional Visitor is the event. What is the... Did we listen to this one? Oh, it is. I think we listened to this one in the KMS Tespia as well, right? We've got ourselves an event. Get some edgy duders coming down. Lots of frogs. Tirnog Blueprint. Yeah, a whole bunch of login things. We got our nodes, black flames, magnificent potions. Only 2 magnificent potions, but there's a transcendent potion. And the daily. Hello, you're allowed, sir. The daily reward just for checking in is really nice. Every day you log in, and you can log in, I believe, 5 times a week. Yeah, 5 times a week. You get an hour and a half of triple EXP, 2 VIP boosters, 5 dimensional tomes, and 5 dimensional orbs, which will be, you know, explained later on what they do exactly. You can claim your desired amount of accumulated triple EXP coupons and VIP boosters. So you just unlock these. You don't just get them in your inventory. You just unlock them. And you can see here how many you have. And then you can grab as many as you want out of them before the end of the event. So it's not only a lot more stuff on just the regular daily check-in, but it's also way more user-friendly in the way that you can pick up as much as you want, you know? Thanks for to say about until next Star Force event or Cube Sale. Probably not Cube Sale, that's probably going to be late November, but probably next Star Force event, yeah. We'll know hopefully next week with the patch notes when exactly the next Star Force event will be for the Sunny Sundays. Unless there's going to be another community stream, and then probably we can ask there. You can use the accumulated dimensional tomes and dimensional orbs in the Gob's Gift event. We'll see that later. You can complete the basic 5 times a week. You can complete it up to 40 times over the event period. So that probably means it's an 8-week event. At least. So this is going until October 16th. That's quite long for a post-summer or winter, like post-seasonal event to do a full 8-week. Usually that's like 6. Interesting, okay. Because that puts them in October. So then they'll have 6 weeks to basically December, and then the winter update already. Okay, interesting. And there's other stuff, of course. Prepared Spirit Pendant. A voucher, the flames, all the items you can see here. And a bunch of NX items. But many, many items per day login, not like 1 or 2, but like it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's a huge amount of well, it is 1 per day, sorry, but like per week it's a really juicy stuff, but it's quite condensed, and you can pick up these items whenever you want. So that does help with if you have a Sunday training day, you can just save up the VIP boosters, then go super ham on a Sunday, you know. So that is quite big. And then they have the same. Oh, here are all the items. You can see what they look like. See if some of these things may interest you. Got another fairy heart in there. A unit damage skin with animation as well. Chair, mount, and a transcendent potion. Big EXP. By the way, don't forget to pick up your daily stuff. You should get the transcendent potion today in GMS as well if you have not missed a day. And here we have a beautiful background with the color coding and everything, making sure that everything is nice and legible. Patch notes, not for us, but for Korea. This is from last Thursday/Friday, just before the weekend. And then there's in-depth design, which is like the weekly version of the daily check-in, right? On top of that, for another 3 times per week, up to 24 times over the event period, killing 2,000 monsters near your level, and that'll give you 1,000 dimension springs and EXP vouchers. So 24 times, up to 24,000 of each of those two, and you can pay money to catch up on those as well. Then there's Robot Playground, and that is the AFK map that they have. I don't know how well this is going to scale, but I mean, I guess you can get up to... is there a max here? Usually there's a max of like 8 hours. Oh. Oh, it doesn't seem to say that. Interesting. Dimensional Sunlight, so that's one of those special rewards. Greatly enhances the experience acquired from the Apprentice Robot Playground. When you use Maple Points, Dimensional Sunlight will be charged for 1 hour, and when you use Dimensional Sunlight Generator, Dimensional Sunlight will be charged for 30 minutes. You can charge Dimensional Sunlight using Maple Points for up to 12 hours a week. But that would be just to increase the experience you're already getting. With some pay to win in there. Okay. I guess, is it 3,000 Maple Points for every okay. Dimensional Rift Exploration. We've got Wally over there helping us out. This is a common... you don't have to be able to read Korean to see what's going on here, right? So it looks like we have flames, symbol selectors, and... is it solar energy? Yellow fuel or red fuel, you can... gamble, get a high amount of rewards, but at a lower percent. Here are the symbol selectors, yeah. And then this is the solar energy. And as you can see by the numbers, the EV is neutral. So whether you pick the high risk one or the low risk one, the outcome is the same. So to some people that might be, since the outcome is the same, I might as well gamble. And to some other people might be, well, since the outcome is the same, might as well not gamble. Change it to fragments. Yeah, this is all still going to be based on non-reboot numbers. But remember, in Reboot, we're getting extra fragments from the tower, right? From the high mountain. And we have the extra daily in GMS. So fragment-wise, we're getting quite a bit. Gamble till you hit big, and then for a guaranteed reward. Yeah, on average, it's going to be the same. So whether that means to you personally, if you want to gamble or not, both of those are equally valid, I'm more risk averse, so I'm not going to, but yeah, if you're more of a gambler, probably will. Probably most people will, because it's MapleStory. It's a gambling simulator. Defeating characters, 12 crystals, I gain 300 mil. Oh, wow, 300 mil, that's it. For a lot more work. Well, the value of the crystals is going to go up as well, right? So you want to look at the same value per character that you're making now. You're going to keep that, and then you're going to add crystals accordingly. Because the value of the lower crystal is probably barely going to go up. Percentage-wise. So as energy research is, I believe, a... more VIP boosters? Intensive experience by using VIP boosters acquired from hunting monsters within your level range. Oh, it'll just drop? Okay. With the flame monsters. Can we trade it 1 time? Okay. That event lasts for... until September 11th. Okay. So only half the time. It can be used until September 18th. Gob's Gift. Oh, that's the one that they mentioned before. That's where you should be able to use the other item. The Dimensional Tomes and the Dimensional Orbs. And those are the ones that you use to build your passive skill. But as you see here, they have changed it quite a bit since our current quest. The top skills are staying pretty much the same, but the bottom, quest top skills, but the bottom skills are changing in the sense that they increased them from 4 levels maxed out to 6, and instead the cost and the percentages are divided more evenly. I think it ends up being the same percentage. Yeah, it ends up being the same percentage with added a few extra quests compared to now. But since the levels are more evenly distributed, you can more evenly bring up those quests to see if to fit your account in terms of, do you want more soul or energy, more chance to do monster collection, the portals, the monster park and monster park extreme, or the symbols from Arcane River. Like, those are the ones we have now, and then they've added 50% increase in experience acquired and 6 additional symbols. Oh no, we already had this one as well. But up to 6 additional symbols from completing grandest daily quests. So that's 2 more already than now, which now is already pretty big. I know most of you, probably like me, initially a little bit disappointed that it was only once per area per day, and you couldn't just slam those extras on every character every day. In hindsight, that would have been really OP. But that's going up to 6, and then 400 additional Legion coins from completing the weekly dragon slaying quest, because that daily was changed to a weekly as well, somewhere around there, somewhere before this update. And the number of tomes and orbs required to level increases. Yeah, so it's no longer like 40 and 50 there at the last levels, so it'll be more forgiving to evenly level things up. Then they have Dimension Spring Exchange, which is where you can just exchange the event currency. And I believe they have more magnificent potions here. Got the VIP boosters, monster eggs 3 per week. Yeah, monster blooms, circulators. Those symbols in here. Spigala's Golden Strawberry Farm, Extreme Growth Potion, up to 200 that you can buy for 70 coins each, and then up to 2 mag pots, 10,000 coins each. So depending on where you are in the game, that could be what you want, but pretty pricey, of course. And here you can see all the items. Mezzo Shop. This guy's design is pretty cool. Murmur Feather coupon, the Murmur Feather voucher, 1.5 bill mezzo. Yeah, a lot of gacha, beautiful outfits and stuff. This looks like a pet EXP transfer. Got a water slide, chair mount, display case. Trophy case, then have some achievements. Amazing. But that gives you some of those ornaments that you can put in the display trophy. Or display case chair if you get that one. Then they have the Champion Burning, the event that they announced for... because they saw that people were having trouble completing both of their burning characters. Because they had 2 hyperburns now in one event, right? And I saw, what was it, like 0.5% or something of people had completed both of their characters already. That number might be wrong, but it was a small minority. Like, it was a minority for sure, and they wanted that number to be way higher. I make people feel like they don't have to like work too hard or too long, or they miss out on a lot of potential just by not playing all day every day. So instead, they added this little thing. You basically select your characters to gain these coins, to gain levels, and then based on levels you receive, I believe you get some items. So we'll check the outer details here. It's a little convoluted. We'll see if we can figure it out. We have some challenges here to do with your character, and then if you complete them on your character, then you get some these coins that you can use, and then you have those big flames at the end. Oh, you can't see them; they're behind my head. But these big flames at the end, which are basically like eternal, basically like black flames, but even better. So instead of having 1% chance of a tier 7, they have 3% chance. So you select 3 characters you want to designate as champions. You must first select the character you want to designate as the leader. After selecting a leader, double up attendance check and double up EXP points accumulation quest that only the leader can complete by defeating monsters within their level range will automatically be started. So, you know, just whatever your main character is, essentially. And the leader character will acquire the champion double up skill, and then when the leader moves around maps, the champions will other champions will follow them. So you basically just get 2 Pokemon, 2 Pikachus running behind you. You can do the attendance check up to 3 times per week, up to 24 times in total. Just killing 2,000 monsters in your level already overlaps with another event, right? So you don't have to go super out of your way to do this. You can press the receive button to get up to 2,500 double up coins for each of your champions, including the leader. So up to 7,500. And they can be used by opening the shop at the bottom of the double up UI. So extra rewards for that. And then double up EXP points. Those are these things, I think. You defeat a monster within your level range as the leader, you accumulate 1 double up EXP point. For each champion other than the leader, you can accumulate up to 100,000 per week. Oh no, those are these here. Yeah, right there. Little monster icon. Okay. You can use acquired double EXP points by logging on to the champion character. So some extra bonus EXP. Nice, nice. You can change the leader once per week. If you already got everything you wanted on the main character, switch them around. Yeah, it's a little convoluted, but it's just if you are doing your dailies and you accept everything here, you're just getting free extra bonus stuff for doing the exact same amount of work, essentially. So it's a W across the board. And then Champion Challenge, so that's the other page here, where you see the bosses. Every week there'll be weekly missions. Each weekly mission can be completed by up to 3 different characters. So that'll be these 3 dots here. Each Champion Challenge mission can only be completed 1 time within the selected world. Missions can only be completed within the selected world, and you can challenge each mission by pressing the challenge button. Once you complete the mission, you have to start a challenge. I know. I mean, at least they made it better now for the Liberation quest, but sometimes you go in and it's like, you get the extra prompt, whatever, you just click it away, and then you do the things like, oh wait, I had the prompt, I had the mission, I should have done something else, so like rip. The EXP in your main character gets spread. That's what it looks like, but no. So they're basically, just by playing your main, you get coins that you can buy items with in the shop for your other characters. And then you get double up EXP points for up to, for each champion other than the leader. Yeah, so in a way you help train them, but you're gonna have to go on those characters and claim them, I believe. Yeah, they call them champions and leaders. So you have 3 champions, and one of the champions is the leader, yeah. So your leader can do up to 100,000 monster kills, and then based on how many you do, you get EXP points extra on the other champions. Yeah. And that's why you can change your leader if you want to once a week, because what if you want to get the EXP on this character instead? Then or you want to train another character instead, you want to do more familiar farming or whatever. In our case, then maybe you want to switch your champion. It's a little weird because like champion seems to me like a higher title than leader, but I guess in this sense you just have to kind of, if you feel the same, you have to kind of let that feeling go and just look at the things in front of you. And so for the challenge, within a single week's mission, you cannot complete them with a single character multiple times. Each weekly mission can be completed with any characters, even those that are not the leader or champions. Each weekly mission can be completed starting from when it opens until the end of the event period. When you complete a weekly mission, you can acquire challenge coins. There's a special mission that can be participated in at any time during the event period, and it can be completed by up to 3 characters within the world. The special mission can also be completed by any characters, even those that are not leaders or champions. If you complete the special mission 3 times, you can acquire special rewards, which I believe is killing Vihilla. Well, let's see here. So, weekly mission, you have a level 250 or higher character, solo Lotus, any difficulty, solo Slime, any difficulty. Yo, this piano is going hard right now. Chill out. Is my character in map getting the buff? It is, yeah, okay, cool. So Slime, any difficulty, solo Lucid, any difficulty, and solo Gloom, any, Darknell, any difficulty. So these are, you know, for most people, but we're talking, most people are new. They're not going to be able to solo Darknell on multiple characters. So, but if your account is already more established, you probably already have like a hard Darknell character. You can do some Darknell, so you can probably get this done. Solo hard Vihilla, that's going to be harder for even more people, of course. But if you complete this one 3 times, then you can acquire the special champion medal voucher and those special abyss flames, which are, you know, really, really good. They're basically, I'd say more than double the value of a black flame, arguably close to like triple the value of a black flame. So it's be 3 different characters. Yes, if you mission 3 times, but it has to be on 3 separate characters. But these missions here have to be done on your champion slash main character. Like your leader, or one of your 3 champions, essentially, including your leader. These can be done by any character in your account. So let's say that you already have a strong level 280 character, it's already doing solo C10A, whatever, but you don't need EXP on it, so you're not putting it in the 3 champions. You can still use it to do the special mission part. Again, this is in Korea now. We don't know 100% if we're getting all of this, but we're just trying to like talk through what it is exactly that they're doing. Karma Abyss Flames can only roll tier 5 to tier 7 with a 3% chance of rolling tier 7. Yeah. See specific rates here. Again, we don't know if that's going to exactly carry over for us in GMS, or if we're even getting that. So 63%. Wait, it says tier 5 through tier 7. Yeah, so 63% tier 5, 34% tier 4, and 3% tier 7. That's pretty good. 50 of those. That could be a... They're just eliminating tier 4 and tripling on the tier 7. Those are pretty juiced odds. I like those. Then there's a double up coin shop. So that's where you can spend all those coins that you just got from the previous thing with extra possible flames, black flames, all of that stuff. 12 star force enhancement scrolls. Don't get those. Unique potential scrolls, all of that. Wouldn't worry about that too much. Some regular cubes. I would definitely just try to get out all of these flames. There's 100 of each you can buy, so there's 5,000, 10,000, 20,000. So that's 35,000 coins worth of flames you can buy. Those are probably going to be the most valuable thing for you. Although there's also a unique emblem / secondary weapon box. Extra secondary weapon, don't do that, right? Because those are you have already pretty much unlimited access to, but an extra unique emblem that you can freely re-roll on the side, so you don't have to worry too much about potentially rolling over a really good mid-game potential that you have on your current emblem when you don't have access to realistic access to Saren emblem yet, is a very valuable thing you can do for a character. Only for one, but that is something to definitely consider. Nodes, EXP nodes, Medal of Honor, those are all useful. And then the symbols. We finally found the symbols in this event that you can purchase here as well. As a whole max of 5 authentic symbols for Carcion that cost 400 each. That's probably not worth it. Half a daily. But there's another 2 maximum growth potions you can buy here for 10,000 potions each. And 2 Soul Urda for 10,000 each. So there's something for every single account to buy from this. Even if you don't necessarily need the EXP, you need the levels. For this shop alone and what's in here, it's going to be worth participating in. So hopefully we can see all that same stuff coming for us. Oh, and there's up to 2 selective ring vouchers as well, you know, if you need some more event rings, all that stuff. So this is pretty cool. And then we have the challenge coin shop, so that's for doing all those special challenges. And then there's more VIP buff. So this is more similar to the weekly clear boss that we have now, but the shops are pretty similar, honestly. So we've also got a whole bunch of flames, also got a whole bunch of symbols with a higher limit, so the limits are kind of like split between the 2 essentially. So you don't have to do both, but you can, you know, if you have access to it, and then you can just get a whole bunch of rewards. That's why in the picture you saw the little characters running around with all of those drops on the ground, because if you really do everything, you can get a whole bunch of value from that. So it's not just, you know, speeding up the character slightly, but it's also a whole bunch of character growth to try to promote people to play a whole lot more. Then we have Frenzy of the Source first clear rewards. So for the Limbo clears, you can see the rewards: 5 mil maple pound voucher. Damn. That's a lot. Ruler of the Source medal, Shadow of the Source effect voucher, Source's name tag ring voucher, and Source's chat bubble ring voucher. These are some big items that they're handed out for the people who are ranking highly in the event. Permanent and untradeable. Damn. Oh yeah, so rewards are for the players that were part of the first 3 parties that protected Grandis from the Apostle Limbo. Received the first defeat mission rewards. For the first 3 parties. So basically only up to 9 people in the entire server are going to have this. 5 mil maple points though. That's not too shabby. The label ring is kind of cool. Yeah, this one. Wait. Oh, it's the medal. Yeah. Okay, this is the label. Yeah, this is an animated label, I believe, as well. So, and then they have World Leap. That's pretty standard. And they have another name auction. This time, instead of players selling their IGNs, now they'll have the game selling the names. They'll basically look at whichever names have not been used for a while and sell those. But of course, bidding starts from 100 maple points. They'll still take a percentage off of everything and whatever. Yeah. I mean, they're taking all of the maple points at this point, so you could just bid against each other. So it'll be pretty interesting. Deleted dormant character names will be auctioned off. I bet there's some pretty interesting ones, honestly, because I mean, a lot of people who are okay with buying names and stuff are typically also the people who are pretty okay with botting and all that stuff, so they tend to get that as banned quite a bit. So there's a lot of cool names just floating around in the ether. Something like this would be cool to do for GMS as well. I know the last one they didn't do, you know, just like selling IGNs to other people. But maybe they'll consider this one because they can excuse me, because they can just pocket all the money, you know. So the ring or a medal. This is the medal. This one, and then this is the label in the ring, and then this is the effect. And here you can see, this is the ring, the label ring, and this is the chat ring. What it looks like, just animated. Like both of them are animated. This last event KMS has with a reboot. This is like the start of starting to phase out of reboot. This is where they're starting to give value to items in reboot, so that people there start getting rid of their stuff, so they can start in like 3 months, basically start killing it. Yeah. All right, and then they have another cash up transfer because they have a lot of those. And remember, if you want more cash up transfers, make sure you politely harass the CMs or spam it in the Discord for game suggestions, any of that stuff. The more people asking for it, the more likely they are to give it to us. If we let them forget it, then they are not going to give it. So I bet you guys have a lot of NX lying around, especially some of the cool Explorer outfits now probably. So, you know, if you want to be able to move those to other characters, ask for that. It's definitely something that's in their capabilities. They're just not going to do it out of nowhere unless they know that people really want it. So, yeah. Okay, that's this update. So it's, you know, some quality of life. There's definitely some, like, more backgroundy stuff. There's not, like, huge class rebalancings and everything, right? So it's more like gameplay, you know, playing the game, getting rewards for playing the game kind of stuff. I imagine there's going to be some class rebalancing coming, though, but this is an 8-week event, so they're probably biding their time. So I don't know what they're going to be doing in 8 weeks. It's going to be a long time to see what they're going to do here. I believe some of these events are not lasting all the way until the event ends, though. I think some of these are only until September, so there might be that in 4 weeks we see like a second half, like a part 2 of this event. But, you know, indubitably, I'll get back to you with more details when we do. So thanks for checking this out. Hopefully this was useful. Links and everything in the description if you want to read over this all in your own time. And thanks for checking out the video.